Is time. It's chest time. You want to build that chest, get ready for the summer. Everybody, what's up? DJ Anthony, Magnus, California. I'm in Jersey. Wellness Week Live. Don't forget, we're not giving any medical advice. Always check with healthcare professionals. What the hell is this? My printer's printing out shit.
Don't you love it
it
when
looks,
when the machine is starting to talk to you?
it's like poltergeist. Okay,
Yeah.
so, anyways, Magnus, the warmer months are around the corner, and it was funny because I heard somebody ask in a post, not related to Wellness Week, but somebody was asking, "Oh, how can I build up my side chest?" And I'm like, "Wow, that's pretty specific." So I said, "Oh yeah, I wonder, what are good chest exercises?" Now we all know the standard, bench press, but Magnus, you're a licensed trainer, and you know your stuff. So if someone comes to you and says, "Magnus, what are some good chest exercises to build up my chest for a man or a woman?"
hmm
Top of the pec, middle, bottom, sides, whatever. What do you suggest?
If, First of all, when people say that I'm gonna build the side of my said under whatever, if, that has so much to do with genetics.
Yeah,
Like where you actually like if you're chest dominant, shoulder dominant, whatever it is. So just to start out with, it's very specific, and we're talking about advanced trainers that start walking into like I could probably sculpt a little bit more here and there, but like general population, like don't even bother. A couple of things to get a more impressive chest. A lot of people oh, you got a bench, well, just like you said. No, that's actually one of the not a top exercise for your chest. It's actually has more to do with tricep strength, because the explaining it, the chest is active basically at the lower part of it. Once you kind of come up like maybe a 4 inches 4 6 inches away from your chest, it's mostly triceps to work on the lockout. So if you want to have an impressive tricep, then actually bench press is a really good one. uh, Going back to what I would suggest, a lot of people miss out on building the upper chest. That's basically if you want a popping chest like Arnold Schwarzenegger in his prime, tremendous upper chest. That's how you get like the flat coming out. So you can basically, when you're out drinking, you can put your beer glass or bottle on top of your chest, because you're that like you actually have the upper chest. So incline presses for sure, like dumbbell incline presses is a good way of doing it. We can also do feet elevated push-ups, things like that. That hits more in the upper chest. Uh, when we're trying to just looking at like building muscle, we're not talking about strength here. Then you want an exercise that is long range of motion and puts a lot of stress at it in like the bottom position. So I like actually seated like cable flies sort of. So uh, if you have two cables like a cable cross or functional trainer, you take a bench, you put up the backrest at about 85 to 75 degrees. You're sitting in front of the machine, and then you basically have to grab the cables, then walk up to the front and sit down. So when you're sitting, it's going to be a long stretch down here, so you're actually getting a good stretch at the bottom of it, and then you're moving your hands forward and basically try to press your elbows in, so you really get that engaged like on the inside of your chest. Have other things that you can do, similar ones. When we're talking about suspension trainer, for instance, like a TRX or a jungle gym, like, or rings, and you're doing basically push-ups on that. So you go down, getting a really good stretch in the bottom, and then come up and trying to press our elbows in, so really activate that chest.
So what
Uh,
about like a dip? Would dips be?
dips, depending on how you do it. Dip is more the traditional dip, like a parallel barbell dip. It's more a tricep extension. So you're actually working the triceps more. If you actually do it in a different way, when we are leaning forward more, and then you're actually trying to do like a hollow body, so you're actually bringing your abs together and then pressing your toes forward. That will, so you're basically leaning in, and you're kind of looking like let me see so I can show, like a semicircle. Your body looks like that, and you're leaning forward. That is actually hitting the chest a lot when you're doing that type
Just
of dip.
lean, yeah.
Yep. So leaning forward, and like you basically getting that like a decline press. You're coming down, pressing hard, so it actually hits more on the chest and triceps. It's still a really good tricep builder though. So those two, you hit chest, shoulder, triceps basically on the dip movement. But those are other things that I could come up with would be uh maybe semi flies too. I think that cables are usually better for that because they're more safer than doing it with a dumbbell. So you're not putting yourself in a really bad position with the with the dumbbells. And also a cable is usually more smoother throughout, basically because we're not working against, we are working against gravity, but we can control gravity with the cables instead of, if we're holding dumbbells, it is gravity. So usually it's a really effective in the bottom. Once you start coming up, it's an easy exercise. You're not like really putting a lot of effort and pressure on your muscle fibers.
Right.
You want that is kind of going throughout. So that's why cables are really good when it comes to trying to build your chest up.
Yeah. I was also going to mention, probably this is not something people typically think of, but diet. If you're somebody who's overweight, bench pressing all day long or whatever, doing cable flies or dumbbell, whatever, you're not going to really see a pronounced defined chest because you're
No.
depending on how overweight you are, right?
Yeah.
So part of it would be to lean out a little bit
Yep.
and then build
Losing,
that. You get that with abdomens too. They're like, oh, I want to build my abs. Yeah, but if you have a beer gut, no amount of sit-ups is going to get rid of that gut. You got to change your diet.
Yeah. No, you point out something that is super important. A lot of people, it's like, what have you been doing? Like you gained so much. You're literally blown up. No, I actually lost like 5-10 pounds of fat instead, and all of a sudden I look shredded and way bigger than I used to, even if the scale shows less and your measurements are actually smaller than they were before. It's like, again, optical illusion. That's what we're talking about with the Hollywoods, like with the TV camera puts on 10 pounds or whatnot. It's because of the angles, the lights and things like that, and we're getting kind of a weird, when it's two-dimensional on TV, it looks weird compared to if you see the person in three-dimensional light. So
100%. Well,
yeah.
Magnus, well said. Great tips. And so don't forget, people, like, subscribe. Magnus, is there anything else that you want to add before we segue?
Yes. It's important that you do exercises that work for you. And that's the only, yes, of course you can hire a trainer, but you need to tell us what works for you and like where do you feel it, and things like that. And don't try to do exercises that you're not, like, that you can't control throughout and things like that, and you're throwing on a bunch of weight.
Don't do a lot of weight. Do a lighter weight, but correctly.
Yeah, and like, it's the strain. Your muscle doesn't know if it's 150 pounds or if it's 15 pounds. It's a strain, and that's why, like, exercise selection is important, and also how you plan and put up your like a training program and so on. But for that, hire a professional. Ask me, for instance, or another certified trainer, or yeah.
All right, awesome, Magnus. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for watching. Don't forget, check and click and hello and like and subscribe and all that, and share with somebody you like. All right, I'm out of here. Magnus, thank you. Bye.
Take care, guys.
3, 2, 1.